Miraflores and San Isidro. Miraflores was really my neighborhood, mi barrio, but the locals would actually laugh at me when I said mi barrio. They said that I should call it mi distrito, my district. But of course I learned that barrio means neighborhood, and it was my neighborhood. I lived on the Malecon, which is the cliff-top walkway and road along the top in Miraflores. When you live in Miraflores and in Lima, you're very aware that you are in a coastal town or coastal city, because especially if, like me, you live on the Malecon, you see the water every day and the waves every day and the palm trees, and I was incredibly grateful to live there. It is very, very beautiful when the sun is out, which is actually not as often as one would think. And before I moved to Lima to live, I told the locals that I could hack it. I could hack the winters in Lima. But now that I've been through a couple of winters in Lima, I don't think I want to actually go through that again. I will admit it. Not seeing sunlight for 8 months is a long time. And to see sunlight in the wintertime, you have to go inland or down south, and even then you can't always be guaranteed there'll be sunlight. So of course, Miraflores is a well-to-do neighborhood. San Isidro is an even wealthier neighborhood. And there are all the things that you would want in a neighborhood in Miraflores. I would explore beyond Miraflores, because Miraflores is actually not a very large neighborhood. And the first many times that I visited, I actually didn't even leave Miraflores because I felt like everything I needed, including all the delicious restaurants, were located in Miraflores. But of course, once I moved there, I realized that there were lots of other neighborhoods, and I would often go out into them. And I did say at one point that if I was to buy any property in Lima, I would have bought something in Lince, which is on the other side of San Isidro, and perhaps not considered so fancy, but it has a lot more of the old buildings and is probably more affordable. That's my guess. A purveying part of life in Lima is the traffic. You sit in traffic all the time. There is traffic all the time. It's hard to explain unless you have lived in other cities with a huge amount of traffic, which I have. I've lived in Dhaka, I've lived in Bogota, so I've lived in cities with lots of traffic, and I actually kind of enjoyed the traffic in Lima. I still say that Dhaka takes the prize for the worst traffic. Of course, I did have a lot of visitors, friends coming to enjoy Peru and Lima and visit me. And it was fantastic to live in Miraflores, far enough away from Parque Kennedy, but still close enough into all the things and places we wanted to see and do and eat. And the other thing about Miraflores, or all the neighborhoods, of course, is they have these little microclimates, which is great if you're growing grapes, but I was not. If I was collecting fog, I would have been perfectly situated. But anyway, another thing is, of course, once you live there, is you discover things. As an expat, you discover things that are particular to the neighborhood, including that if you buy turkey, you get it with the head stuffed inside the cavity. Santa Claus and New Year's are summer events in Lima, since it's in the southern hemisphere. But really, Miraflores, it's lovely, and I see why everyone wants to live there. It is gorgeous and windy, and the sunsets. Peruvians love the sunsets.